You need to rewatch these romantic comedies immediately. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the best romantic comedies out there and reliving all that nostalgic glory. And this may give you some ideas of some movies that you need to rewatch, because I personally love rewatching my favorite movies. So I've definitely seen all of these movies so many times. And I think because it's the month of February, because it's the month of love, I am just feeling that romantic comedy vibe. I love a rom-com so much. I think it's one of my favorite genres. I love reading romantic comedy style books. I love reading romances, and I love watching rom-com movies. So I thought, you know what? Let's do a video where we discuss all of the best rom-coms. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jordan and this is Jordan is Obsessed, where I blend lifestyle and pop culture and media content. So if you're obsessed with movies, TV shows, books, with a bit of lifestyle thrown in there, then definitely subscribe. You're gonna love it here. Anyway, let's get into it. So what is a romantic comedy, or a rom-com as it's known? Well, this genre is known for its central love story, the emotional tension or obstacles keeping the couple apart, a comedic tone though. So we're not going to be discussing romance movies today. Like, that's separate. I'm thinking like The Notebook, The Vow, like all of those really hectic love stories. That is not this. We are specifically going for the rom-coms that have a comedy element to them, and almost always a happy or at least hopeful ending as well. Like, that is the signature. It has to have a HEA, happily ever after. Structurally, most rom-coms do follow a formula, and it's a formula that works. It is a formula that works. I love it. First of all, we have the meet cute. Now, this is where the couple meet each other. Then, of course, we have rising attraction, rising tension. Then there is a conflict or a misunderstanding, something that keeps this couple apart. And then there is a grand gesture or emotional realization. And then, of course, we have the reunion. Like I said, it's a tried and true formula for a movie, and I absolutely eat it up. Now, these movies aren't just about romance. They're definitely a form of escapist fantasy. You know, even though it's a romantic comedy and they're set in the real world, a lot of these plots are extremely unrealistic. For example, running into a movie star in a bookstore and falling in love, or falling in love in Hawaii after a breakup where your partner leaves you for a famous singer, or being secretly wealthy and having a secretly wealthy person pursue you, or in some cases, pretending to be a different gender. We're going to get into it. A lot of these movies, even though they're set in the real world, they do have these fantastical elements because, you know, a lot of these things aren't going to happen in real life, and I think that's why I love it. So let's get into a little bit of the history of the romantic comedy. Rom-coms have actually existed since the 1930s. However, they really exploded in the late 80s and 90s with When Harry Met Sally, Pretty Woman, and Sleepless in Seattle. Now, these three movies are kind of seen of the classics of the genre. Now, I actually haven't seen When Harry Met Sally. I know. Then the 2000s, I would say, was the golden era of the rom-com. We had ensemble casts, glossy city apartments, we had career woman heroines. There's been a movement on social media where people are realizing that so many of these rom-com movies had women that worked in journalism. You know, we had Andy from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. We had the movie Suddenly 30, where of course she works for a glamorous magazine. We have The Devil Wears Prada, which wasn't a rom-com, but it was just so glamorous to work in magazines in the 2000s, and so many of these rom-coms had career women that were working in these really esteemed careers, you know, and I feel like that is definitely why I studied communications, because I grew up watching these movies. So I studied communications as well, because I was like, oh my god, journalism. That's so chic. Also, a hallmark of these movies is definitely that emotional unavailability of one, or sometimes even both of the characters as well, and soundtracks that definitely shaped our childhoods. And then rom-coms kind of disappeared. Superhero movies dominated. We had our Marvel era. Star Wars had another renaissance as well. So it was very much that sci-fi action, superhero, epic fantasy movie that really dominated the culture. And streaming shifted the mid-budget adult movie landscape. However, recently, I would say we have seen a bit of a mini revival, which I am over the moon about. Today, we are going to be revisiting the rom-coms that shaped our expectations, our standards, and possibly our delusions. So let's get into it, starting from the oldest movie on this list, and that is going to be Notting Hill, which came out in 1999.
A very ordinary boy bumps into a girl and takes her home. It happens all the time. But when two worlds collide...
I live in Notting Hill, you live in Beverly Hills. Everyone in the world knows who you are. I'm also just a girl.
In Notting Hill, we have William Thacker, who owns a struggling travel bookstore. Now, this bookstore is so charming, and this is in a suburb of London called Notting Hill. And again, this whole suburb is so charming. This whole movie is so atmospheric as well. He's working in his shop when all of a sudden, world famous movie star Anna Scott comes into his store. And I don't know if he immediately realizes who she is, or maybe he doesn't realize immediately, but he cottons on pretty quickly that this is world famous superstar movie star, and they have a little meet cute in the shop. I think what is so charming about this movie is, number one, we have this guy, and he's definitely meant to be a little bit of a dork. You know, he's this nerdy guy, he works in this bookstore. Low-key, he's a little bit of a loser. Like, he lives with a roommate that is insane, and his house is a bit grotty because of his crazy roommate. He wears these dorky glasses, and, you know, he's meant to be this, dorky guy, but this dorky guy is played by Hugh Grant, so, you know, it's a bit ridiculous, but I digress. He's meant to be this dorky guy, and Anna is charmed by him. And Anna is, of course, played by none other than Julia Roberts, who was honestly born to play this role. Like, I love her in this role so much. She just manages to pull off that, you know, she's this movie star, she's this, you know, hugely famous woman, but there is something about her that is still so humble and sweet. Anna just craves the normal life that William has, and he introduces her to his friends and his family, and she just fits in with them so well and seems to really relax into his life. But of course, because she is a world famous movie star, the paparazzi are absolutely obsessed with these two and their relationship, and it just makes things really, really challenging between them. I love this movie because it's just so vibey. Watching this movie, I am taken straight back to 1999. I think Julia Roberts is amazing in this. Hugh Grant is amazing. These two have great chemistry, and the storyline is completely ridiculous and completely absurd. Hence the fantasy escapist element. But I just love this. It's just really sweet, really wholesome, and Notting Hill just seems so charming, and I really, really want to visit Notting Hill when I eventually go to England one day. Now, the question I'm going to ask at the end of every movie that I discuss today is, would these two actually end up together? No. I'm sorry, these two... I don't think they would end up together. Let me know what you think down below for every single one of these couples, if you think they would end up together or not. I do not think that these two would end up together for the same reasons that they have their struggles in the movie. You know, she is a world famous movie star. He's kind of a dork that has this travel bookshop, and I just don't think that they're going to end up together. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on to the next movie, and that is 50 First Dates, that came out in 2004, starring Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler.
I'm Lucy.
Oh, Henry Roth. Nice to meet you.
About a year ago, Lucy was in a terrible car accident. She lost her short-term memory.
She won't remember him tomorrow. Now, the guy who's afraid of commitment.
I just want to try something that'll help her remember me. Do you have any idea who I am?
I've never even met you.
I love this movie so much. So in 50 First Dates, we have Henry Roth, played by Adam Sandler, who is a commitment-adverse marine veterinarian living in Hawaii. So immediately, again, this movie is so vibey and so atmospheric. Like, the fact that it's set in Hawaii, I love this movie so much. And he is casually dating tourists in Hawaii with absolutely no intention of settling down. You know, he's a bit of a player. He's definitely just like, you know, trying to chat up women all the time. And, you know, he's a real smooth talker as well. And that changes when he meets Lucy Whitmore, who is warm, funny, and different to anyone that he's ever met before, of course. And Drew Barrymore is just so stunning in this role. Like, oh my gosh, I just love Drew Barrymore in this movie so much. So he meets Lucy, they kind of hit it off. Like, she's definitely a little guarded, you know, she's not kind of falling for his usual charms, which of course makes him kind of more interested in her, but they really hit it off while they're kind of having breakfast at this diner in Hawaii. They have a little flirtation. It's really sweet. So she's kind of like, but she's got her guard up though, you know, she's not like other girls. And then the next day he sees her there again, and he walks up to her and he kind of makes a joke at her, kind of like referring to the conversation that they'd had the day before, and she has no idea who he is. She is like, ew, get away from me. Like, she's really off him. And it turns out that Lucy suffers from retrograde amnesia after a car accident that she had, meaning she cannot form new long-term memories. So every day that she wakes up, she thinks it is the same day. And I believe that this accident occurred maybe 5 years before the movie. So for 5 years, she has been thinking that it's the same day over and over and over again. So she has no memory of this man, Henry. However, each day resets to the day before her accident. And her family shield her from this trauma by recreating the same day over and over and over again. They even print off newspapers with the date of this exact same day. Her father and her brother, it's just actually so heartwarming. I love this movie. And of course, because of that, Lucy forgets that she ever met Henry, but Henry makes it his mission to reintroduce himself to her every single day because he's just so awestruck by this woman. And he even creates all of these elaborate scenarios to meet her, and he tries to just win her over again and again and again. And of course, her family warn him against it because, you know, it's very traumatic for her. She relives the same day over and over and over again. And when she finds out about the accident, it's very challenging and it's very traumatic for her. So that's why her family are committed to recreating this day over and over. However, Henry just has to be in her life, and Henry will make her fall in love with him every single day. And it's so sweet. I love this movie so much. And the film definitely blends this kind of comedic style with the more tender moments as well. And I think that's why I love it so much. And now, would these two end up together? Yes, they would. I love these two. I love this movie so much. Like, Henry and Lucy are so cute. And I know, like, there could be long-term implications with her retrograde amnesia. You know, she could wake up age 50 expecting herself to be 22 because of the accident. And there could be, I don't know, there could be issues there. I'm sorry, I just love this movie. I'm definitely biased towards this movie because I love it so much. Anyway, let's get to the next movie. Now, I wasn't sure whether I was going to include this or not because this could be considered a teen movie as well, and I want to do a separate video on teen movies, but I just had to include this movie here because I love this movie so much, and I would say it's definitely more of a romantic comedy as well, and that is She's the Man, which came out in 2006, and of course that stars Channing Tatum and Amanda Bynes.
Could you just, like, pretend to be me? You want me to turn you into your brother?
Nobody in Illyria has even met Sebastian. They wouldn't know the difference.
Now, she's headed to Illyria Academy.
What up? We're gonna be tight, bro.
I'm not really good at talking to girls.
Why? You're hot.
What?
You know, you're an appealing guy. Guy man.
Oh, no.
Oh, right.
This movie is so good. Oh my gosh. In She's the Man, we have Viola Hastings, played by Amanda Bynes, who disguises herself as her twin brother, Sebastian, in order to attend his elite boarding school and play soccer. So basically, she wants to prove to everyone that she, as a girl, is just as capable of playing soccer as the boys. Because prior to this, she had this scummy ex-boyfriend who was like, ugh, you're a girl, like girls shouldn't play soccer. And so basically, she's like, I'm going to prove it to you. So she dresses up as her twin brother, goes to his elite boarding school to play soccer. And this just allows for so many amazing jokes as well. Like, this movie is so well done. I just love this movie so much. As she maintains her double identity, she falls for her roommate Duke, who is played by Channing Tatum, and he looks so young in this movie. Oh my gosh, he is so young in this movie. It's so sweet. Duke confides in Sebastian about a crush that he has on another girl, Olivia. And of course, Viola, who is like, there's only so much she can do. She's literally pretending to be her brother Sebastian. This movie is so much fun, and there's so many fun scenes in this movie. Even the whole scene where Viola is getting her makeover from being herself into her brother. That is an excellent scene. And then I absolutely love the scene where Duke finds a tampon in her bag and he's like, what is this for? And she's like, it's good for nosebleeds, obviously. Or when she's playing soccer and the soccer ball hits her in the crotch and all of the guys are like, ooh, like waiting for her. And so she like pretends to be like doubled over in pain because it hit her in the crotch. But my absolute favorite moment of the whole movie is when she's trying to make it seem like Sebastian has game, because none of the guys at the school think that Sebastian has game, because obviously it's his twin sister. And so in order for them to think that Sebastian has game, she gets all of her female friends who are like super, super attractive to come and hit on Sebastian in front of the boys, so that the boys are like, ooh, oh my gosh, Sebastian's got game. That scene of the movie is so good. I think what is so good about this film is that it has so many fantastic elements. Number one, elite boarding school. Love that. Number two, sports. I love that. I just feel like it adds stakes to it, because it's like, are we going to win the grand final? I love an underdog story. It's like, ooh, are they going to win? It's just another element of joy. I also love a bit of mistaken identity. Love that. So good. So yeah, this one is just an absolute classic movie. I love it so much. Would these two end up together? We didn't really get to see these two together in this movie a lot. We just kind of saw at the end. I'm going to say yes. You know, they both love soccer. They have a lot in common. So I'm going to say, but they did start on a lie. Then I'm still going to say yes. On to the next movie, and that is 27 Dresses. That came out in 2008. I love this movie. Everybody ready?
Here we go. Do you know your name?
Jane?
I'm Kevin.
You've been a bridesmaid 27 times?
What do you do besides work and help people get married?
But she never took care of herself.
George, this is my sister Tess. Tess, this is my George. No, I didn't mean that.
You want to get a drink?
Absolutely. Congratulations.
27 dresses.
Strange as it sounds, I've had some really good times in those dresses.
In 27 Dresses, we have Jane Nichols, who is played by Katherine Heigl, and she has built her entire identity around being a dependable, selfless, and helpful person, especially when it comes to weddings. So she has been to 27 weddings and been the bridesmaid or maid of honor in 27 different weddings. And she also, of course, keeps all of the dresses in this closet in her house. And she also happens to be in love with her boss, George, who she is the assistant to this guy. So she's George's assistant. She is absolutely in love with him. And then what happens is that her younger sister, Tess, who is definitely the opposite of Jane, definitely a bit chaotic, Tess comes to stay with Jane. Jane introduces Tess and George, and Tess and George fall in love. So now Jane gets to be a bridesmaid again, but this time for her little sister and the man that she is in love with. So this whole movie is kind of the lead up to Tess and George's wedding. And I just absolutely adore this movie as well. And then the love interest in this movie is Kevin, who is actually a wedding columnist as well. And he is actually covering Tess and George's wedding. Jane absolutely adores this guy's column, but Kevin is Kevin is low-key kind of rude. Like, Kevin's very dismissive of weddings and very kind of rude towards Jane, and he's trying to help Jane say no to things, and he's trying to help Jane not do things that she doesn't want to do. But I will say, I love this movie. Okay, I absolutely adore this movie, but I don't actually think, and I love James Marsden, I don't think he is actually the best romantic interest. It's just that in the way that he is written. Also, he wears a jeans and sneaker combo. You're telling me you have the romantic lead in a movie wearing a jean sneaker combo, a sneen. Wardrobe. What were we thinking? Will these two end up together? No, I'm sorry. I do not think that he is actually a good love interest, because he's rude and he's dismissive of Jane. And I love this movie, but I don't think they're ending up together. I'm being very harsh today. I'm like, no, none of them are going to end up together. Yeah. I feel like I've almost said no to pretty much every couple. Okay, the next movie is Crazy Stupid Love, and that came out in 2011.
Your wife cheated on you because you lost sight of who you are as a man. Why don't you take that straw out of your mouth? It looks like you're sucking on it.
Okay.
You gotta take control of your manhood, pal.
Can you put on some clothes, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, is this bothering you? I met a girl, and she is a game changer.
In Crazy Stupid Love, we have Cal Weaver, who is played by Steve Carell, and basically he lives this comfortable suburban life when all of a sudden it all collapses around him, and his wife is basically like, let's get divorced. And she reveals that she's had an affair, she wants a divorce, so Cal's life kind of crumbles all around him. He's having a bit of an identity crisis because he's never really been single before, and suddenly he's single in his 40s, and he feels adrift, he feels heartbroken, and he is really clinging to this dad style that has been his life. Then he meets Jacob Palmer, aka Ryan Gosling, who is this suave younger guy, like this ladies' man who just absolutely has a way with the ladies. And basically, Jacob takes Cal under his wing, helps him glow up in terms of his wardrobe, helps him speak to women, and all throughout this, though, Jacob is actually, we kind of get a split POV in this movie. This is one of those split POV movies, which I love. Jacob is actually falling for a woman. So while he's kind of teaching his womanizing ways to Cal, he is falling for a woman called Hannah, who is played by Emma Stone. And the chemistry that Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone have is just incredible. And this is one of my favorite movies with these two together. These two in this movie, just the chemistry is amazing. And I think the great thing about this movie is that all of the kind of separate POVs and all of the threads weave together so beautifully, and the final scene of this movie is so funny and so satisfying at the same time. Now, do I think these two would end up together? And of course, I'm referring to Jacob and Hannah, and even Cal and his ex-wife. No on all fronts. I'm sorry. No, these people are not. I'm sorry. Jacob is a womanizer. Hannah is way too good for him, and I don't think Cal and his wife are capable of rekindling their relationship. So the next movie that I'm going to discuss is How to Be Single.
Let me teach you how to be single. In every male-female friendship, there's total number of drinks.
4, 5.
And if you hit that, it means you would definitely have sex.
If I had more than 5 drinks, I'd hook up with you.
My drink number is 27. I wouldn't even touch myself on less than 24. I'll text you, wait 4 hours to respond. And if you use an emoji, I will tip punch you.
No!
An emoji?
Oh, I love this movie so much. This movie came out in 2016. I actually watched this on Valentine's Day in 2016. And in How to Be Single, we have Alice, who is played by Dakota Johnson, and she decides to take a break from her college boyfriend to learn independence in New York City. So basically, she's been in a long-term relationship for years, like 7 years or something like that. And she wants to be independent. She wants to live, love, laugh, and be by herself. She basically becomes single, and all of a sudden, she's like, oh my God, I hate this, you know, like dating apps, hookups, party culture. And she also learns that she needs to make more friends as well, female friendship, because she's been leaning on her college boyfriend for so long that she really doesn't know who she is. Parallel to that, we have the story of her older sister, Meg, who is navigating single motherhood because Meg basically decides that she's going to get a surrogate and have a baby on her own. But then we also have Lucy, who is obsessively searching for the one and uses this like computer algorithm to search dating sites to kind of match herself up with the best possible person based on these computer algorithms. And then we also have Rebel Wilson's character as well, who is Alice's work friend and kind of becomes Alice's wing woman as well. And this is my favorite movie of Rebel Wilson. I love Rebel Wilson in this movie. She's so fun. She's so unhinged. I will say Rebel Wilson and Dakota Johnson in this movie are just absolutely amazing. All of the women in this movie do such a fabulous job. Like, I really buy all of their different characters, and I just love it so much. I think I really do love the split storyline situation. So this movie is a bit different because rather than centering on one romance, the film actually follows kind of a few different people, and they each have a different situation. One of them is searching for the one of them is trying to be single for the first time, one of them is having a baby. So there's different scenarios, and I just love this movie so much. And I feel like this film questions whether romantic coupling should be the ultimate goal in every scenario, and I actually really like that. And this movie is funny. Like, oh my gosh, this movie is so funny. I love it. I rewatch this movie all the time. Now, in terms of would they end up together, it's hard because there's not one couple here. So in terms of the couples that are together at the end of this movie, would they end up together? Yes. Out of all of the movies, the couples that are at the end of this movie, because, you know, we have the split POVs, the ones that make it through to the end, yes. Absolutely. I love this movie so much. It is so good. Now, our final movie is Crazy Rich Asians.
March. We've been dating for over a year now, and I think it's about time people met my beautiful girlfriend. What about us taking an adventure east?
Like Queens?
Singapore. Colin's wedding.
So your family is rich?
We're comfortable.
That is exactly what a super rich person would say.
The Nick you're dating is Nick Young? Yeah, you guys know them or something?
Hells yeah. They're just the biggest developers in all of Singapore.
These people aren't just rich. They're crazy rich.
Came out in 2018. I love Crazy Rich Asians so much. I love this movie. If there's one thing about me, if I'm on a plane, I'm watching Crazy Rich Asians. Like, it is a plane movie to me, and I'll watch it pretty much every time I'm on a long haul flight. I love it. So in this movie, we have Rachel Chu. She is an economics professor in New York, and she has her boyfriend, Nick Young, who has basically said that he wants her to fly to Singapore with him for a wedding. So Nick is originally from Singapore. His family live there, and he and Rachel have been dating for about a year, and he gets invited to this wedding as the best man. So he's like, come to this wedding with me, meet my family. It's going to be great. What he fails to mention to her, though, is that his family are billionaires. Like, billionaires. Like, they are mega rich. Imagine dating a man for a year. He steals your Netflix password. Like, he's using your Netflix account. And he's a billionaire. Anyway, so she, of course, travels to Singapore with him and learns about this rich lifestyle. And oh my gosh. This movie is beautiful. Like, the scenery, wardrobe design, just absolutely stunning. So she is thrust into this world of generational wealth, couture fashion, and rigid social expectations. And Rachel faces subtle and also not so subtle disapproval from this world that she is not familiar with, particularly from Nick's mother, Eleanor, as well, who believes that Rachel's not suitable to be a part of this family dynamic. And beyond the luxury spectacle, the film becomes a story about cultural identity as well, which is so, like, this film, oh my gosh, this film is so beautiful. Like, because we get to learn about, you know, the Singaporean culture, Chinese culture. Like, this movie is just gorgeous. But it's also funny as well. It's funny. I just love this movie so much. I just love this movie so much. Now, would Rachel and Nick end up together? No. I don't think so. I'm sorry. Who lies about being that wealthy for a year and doesn't tell you until you're in the plane on the way to meet the family? Like, I understand. If he wanted to lie about it for a year, that's fine. You know, make sure you trust them, fall in love first. Like, I get it. I get that element. But to let her walk in, like, he wasn't even going to say anything. They get to the airport and their flight is a first class flight. And that's how she finds out that he's rich. No, I don't think these two would end up together. And there we have it, movies. Those are our 8 movies. So we have our 8 movies. I'm going to put them here. Those are our movies. Now, ranking these movies. Let's rank these movies. Coming in at number 7, we have Notting Hill. Again, great movie. Love this movie so much. But there is something about the love story that it's almost unrealistic to a point of, I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying it. And, you know, some of these other ones are unrealistic too, but this one is, but it's still really good. I still love it. Coming in at number 6, we have Crazy Stupid Love. Again, I just love this movie. I don't have anything bad to say about this movie. There's other movies that I just like more. Coming in at number 5, we have She's the Man. Oh, this movie is so good. It's so good. I think I need to rewatch it after this video. Coming in at number 4 is Crazy Rich Asians. Again, I love this movie so much, but Nick did Rachel so dirty by not telling her his family was rich. Coming in at number 3 is 50 First Dates. I love that movie. I love that movie so much. It's just, it is what a rom-com should be. That 50 First Dates, maybe it should be number 1. No, it's number 3. It's number 3. Coming in at number 2, 27 Dresses. Now, I know that I ragged on Jane and Kevin. I know that I love this movie. I am so biased towards 27 Dresses. It is one of my favorite childhood movies. We had this on DVD when I was a kid or a teenager, and I must have rewatched this movie about 200 times. It is so nostalgic for me. I love the wardrobe. I love Katherine Heigl in this. I love the dynamic of the sister and the boss falling in love, and then I love the story of Jane learning how to set boundaries. Like, I just love the whole thing. I love it. I'm sorry. I love it. I love the Benny and the Jet scene. Coming in at number 1 is How to Be Single. And the thing is, it's great because, like, How to Be Single, it doesn't even have like one couple overall, one overarching storyline with one couple. But I think that's why I like it, because it's kind of almost like 4 different storylines concurring at the same time. And I just love this movie so much. It's fun. It's got a great message, I think. And each of the women in this movie just did such a fabulous job. I just love it so much. So there you have it. There's my favorite rom-coms, there's my ranking of them, and there is whether I think that they would end up together or not. Please let me know what your favorite rom-com is down below. I need some more rom-coms to watch. So I'm looking for some more rom-coms. Let me know what your favorite is, and let me know if you agree with my ranking of the rom-coms. Anyway, I really, really hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so, so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please like, please subscribe, put the bell on for notifications or whatever if you want. I don't really, whatevs. And if you want more, you can follow me at Jordan is Obsessed on Instagram. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye. Mwah.